This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
Oh, what's going on, guys? An official Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we have some breaking Obi-Wan Kenobi news. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right on into it. New plot details and a post-credit scene could potentially be a thing for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Now, before we go any further into today's video, I must warn you guys, if you guys are one of those people out there that are strong enough and have that willpower to try to click away and avoid any potential plot details for the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I definitely tip my hat to you on that one, because it's hard to resist, I'm not gonna lie. So if you are one of those people, click off of this video now if you are trying to avoid any possible potential Obi-Wan Kenobi plot details, leaks, and or spoilers. That doesn't go without saying, however, that these are going to be 110% confirmed and true and actually happen here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, hence the whole rumor part of it. So with all that there out of the way, we have some reputable sources out there that have gotten previous Star Wars content out there correct and have leaked plenty of different upcoming Star Wars franchise, I guess, leaks and plot details, all that type of stuff. Of course, we're going to have all those linked down in the description down below. For today's video, we're going to be using the direct and reading from their article. I'm also going to have makingstarwars.net linked down in the description down below, as they are the original primal source here for these plot details for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So, as I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is a potential post-credit scene that could be in store here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and it's not quite what you exactly think. Let me go ahead and jump right on into the direct's article. As I had mentioned, I'm going to have that full article linked down in the description down below. Reading from the direct's article, this is the Disney Plus series you're looking for. Now set to debut with 2 episodes on May 27th instead of its original premiere date of the 25th. Obi-Wan Kenobi will finally reveal what old Ben Kenobi was up to during his exile on Tatooine, as well as introduce a young Luke Skywalker and a live-action Jedi hunting Inquisitors. And if that wasn't enough, the show is already confirmed to reunite Kenobi and Darth Vader. The series is also a reunion for its prequel trilogy stars Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, as their prior Star Wars films are experiencing a bit of a revival. Sure enough, Obi-Wan Kenobi is sure to evoke plenty of nostalgia, and it's also worth noting that Star Wars is in a different place than it was when Revenge of the Sith was in theaters back in 2005. Disney Plus has ushered in a new era of Star Wars with shows like The Mandalorian and The Book of Boba Fett that use a lot of MCU-inspired elements, such as post-credit scenes. And now, just weeks ahead of Obi-Wan Kenobi's debut, a new rumor has teased just how Lucasfilm intends to use these 2000 Star Wars stars in their way that they have never been seen in the prequel films before. Star Wars is definitely well on its way to making post-credit scenes a tradition to more and more of its not only Star Wars shows, but hopefully potentially Star Wars movies in the upcoming future. After The Mandalorian Season 2 finale, a post-credit scene was used to introduce the Book of Boba Fett show. Then following the conclusion of Boba Fett's solo series, a post-credit scene of Cobb Vanth in a back-to-tank not only confirmed the character's survival, but also teased his potential return, which is definitely inevitable for his character. Now, according to makingstarwars.net, Obi-Wan Kenobi will also have a post-credit scene, and like the Book of Boba Fett, it also involves a back-to-tank. The difference is, this scene doesn't take place at the end of the series, and it's actually anticipated that this here would take place at the end of the 2nd episode, so when the premiere of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show happens, we'll hopefully, sure enough, see this actual post-credit scene. And here's some actual plot details for what it might actually obtain. The difference is that this scene doesn't take place at the end of the series, as I had mentioned, and the individual in the tank is none other than the Chosen One himself, Anakin Skywalker, or now at this point in time, Darth Vader. Heading more on further into some of these potential plot details, according to the rumor, a set for Darth Vader's back-to-tank was constructed in Southern California with the intention of serving as the iconic character's introduction in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Something I haven't completely covered here on the channel would be potential plot details regarding Princess Leia, or a young Princess Leia at that, and a young Luke Skywalker, and their potential roles here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. It is something I do hopefully plan to cover in a future video, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already, to be notified when I do come out with not only that video, but also future Star Wars videos as well. Now, heading back over here into the actual article itself, apparently Kenobi's reunion with a young Princess Leia at the end of the series' 2nd episode sparks a disturbance in the Force. This moment is followed by the camera focusing on the murky fluid of Vader's back-to-tank as an eye eye suddenly shoots open. So essentially, to kind of put that into some further detail here, essentially is what I'm gathering here from other potential plot details, as I had just mentioned. Something that we haven't completely covered here on the channel is at the end of the second episode, Obi-Wan Kenobi and a young Force-sensitive Princess Leia, something that we learned in the sequel trilogy, that she is actually Force-sensitive, would actually come together and meet up for some type of mission at that. This is also furthermore of an explanation for as of how, who, what, and where, and why Princess Leia knows who an old Ben Kenobi is in A New Hope. However, these two Force sensitives coming together will kind of spark some type of disturbance in the Force, especially for Darth Vader, who is just filled with complete hatred and absolute revenge, especially for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It sounds absolutely menacing and terrifying. It's such a simple scene, and it yet just sparks so much, I guess, fear into the audience and also into the characters that we see here in the show. If you guys ever seen The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, at the end of the overall movie, we have a very similar scene for when the dragon's eye shoots open at the end, and from there, of course, setting up the next couple of movies. Or, well, also in the books as well. Anyway, back to Star Wars and Obi-Wan Kenobi, the article goes on to furthermore continue, if this rumored post-credits scene is just so happens to actually be true, remember, this is all simply a rumor, so treat it with a grain of salt, treat it as a rumor, not as it's actually officially confirmed or anything like that, because it is definitely 110% not confirmed or anything like that. However, it would 110% be really, really awesome and absolutely stunning to see this actually come to life. The article continues, it's hard to imagine a better and more ominous entrance for Vader, and I have to completely agree. Again, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was originally set to release on Wednesday, May 25th, was now moved to a Friday release on May 27th, and instead of the one episode, we are now going to debut with 2 episodes. If this rumor is true, the scene teasing Vader's return will be what audience are left with until the 3rd episode, which would drop the following week, of course. It's not only a perfect cliffhanger, but it's sure to have the internet buzzing for a couple of days, but it's also the perfect entrance for the Sith Lord around this time period in Star Wars. I mean, he's completely feared. He's not completely known, but his presence, if you were to see him in the Star Wars galaxy at this time on point in the Star Wars franchise, maybe just kind of chilling out on Tatooine or whatever, and you saw this guy coming up to you, I think I can speak for pretty much all of us that we would all be absolutely terrified. Also, as the article mentions, of course, this is going to have Star Wars fans and non-Star Wars fans at that, maybe just normal everyday people who don't have a complete deep interest into the Star Wars franchise like many of us do, like I do, or maybe that you would have, but it would also have the whole Star Wars celebration, which is taking place at this point in time as well, going absolute bonkers. A bunch of Star Wars fans in one place at Star Wars Celebration 2022. I mean, that place has to be an absolute madhouse, and honestly, a complete, truly amazing experience to be a part of. The article continues, after all, Obi-Wan Kenobi isn't the first time Star Wars fans have seen Darth Vader in recent years. In addition to appearing in the animation in both Star Wars The Clone Wars final season and Star Wars Rebels, Vader's returned in live action in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and that hallway scene featuring the Sith Lord is widely considered one of Vader's best and most terrifying moments ever. While much of the hype for Vader around this time is due to Hayden Christensen's return in the context of Anakin's history with McGregor's Obi-Wan, new Vader content needs to live up to what audience have seen in the past, of course. Even though having an eye opening and back to fluid isn't an action sequence at all, it tells audiences that Obi-Wan Kenobi has awakened Vader in the Force with a disturbance, setting him on course to get involved, while also reminding audiences of Anakin's gruesome condition and his need for revenge and his hatred towards Obi-Wan Kenobi and honestly pretty much anybody and everyone that gets in his way, and pretty much a lot of people and anybody in the galaxy at this point in time. Whether or not this rumor and other rumors circulating around about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series are to remain actually true and to actually be seen here for the upcoming series, fortunately, fans won't have to wait too much longer to actually find out. And so with that there is where the Direct's article pretty much just leaves off and ends right there with the description here of a potential post-credit scene taking place after episode 2 for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I will also say it doesn't go without saying that there couldn't be other potential post-credit scenes that happen throughout other episodes for the upcoming series, or maybe a post-credit scene taking place at the season finale as well, potentially maybe also setting up a Vader spin-off series. I think is something that would be very, very cool. It's definitely something very similar in regards of what the Mandalorian season 2 did with the Book of Boba Fett, but it's something I also want to discuss in a separate video, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell if you haven't already to be notified when and if new videos do come out here. Of course, we cover all types of Star Wars news, leaks, rumors, and Star Wars theories and breakdowns as well here on the channel, so if you guys are into any of that type of stuff, you've of course have found the right place, so hit that subscribe button and join us today. Potential post-credit scenes, of course, are always fun, of course, especially when it comes to Marvel movies. franchise, and I think for them to move that on into the Star Wars franchise as well is something that's also something that's starting to become more and more regular and actually happening. Even though it's only happened twice, I'm definitely anticipating and hoping that it continues to happen future on. And not only could this potentially actually have to be anything about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but it could also be potentially about the Cassian Andor series, which is one of the next upcoming Star Wars shows next up on the slate here after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, taking place around the August time period in 2022, a live-action prequel to Rogue One. The Cassian Andor show and the Obi-Wan Kenobi show are pretty much taking place just about at around the same time period now in the Star Wars timeline and Star Wars franchise, so it makes plenty of sense to kind of give it some leeway and kind of like set it up here for the Andor show, or maybe even then if they really wanted to do it, they could also do it with the Lando show, also kind of depending on where that show is going to be set up here and taking place with the Star Wars franchise and timeline. I would assume it's taking place after the event of Revenge of the Sith and before the event of A New Hope, much like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show and also like the Andor show. I want to give you guys a massive thank you for watching the video all the way up until this point in time. If you did, of course, a huge thank you. It means the absolute world to me. Of course, I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys think here about some potential plot details here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. What do you guys think here about having this potential post-credit scene here for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, the actual description of what we could possibly see here? I'd absolutely love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Drop a like in the video if you enjoy it, as it really helps with the channel, and check out Instagram and unofficial Star Wars for more Star Wars related content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day or night. Peace out.